What's up everyone, I'm Tim and this is my channel 40 Times Around, where we talk about everything related to motorcycles, camping, travel, and adventure. And today I'm going to give you 5 reasons to love motorcycle camping. Stick around. So like I said, today I'm going to give you 5 reasons to love motorcycle camping, and this kind of seemed fitting because in Arizona we're starting to feel the effects of spring rolling in. I know this is a little early for everybody else, but it is kind of getting me thinking about, my summer plans, which I'm pretty excited about, and all the places I'm going to be camping, and just kind of reflecting on all the reasons that I personally love motorcycle camping and why I think it fits so perfectly, camping and motorcycles. It just makes perfect sense. It's like peanut butter and jelly. Thing I always have with me when I'm motorcycle camping is a power bank, a portable power bank. I usually use it for either my cell phone or actually I use it for the Bluetooth on my helmet. I was in the market for a new power bank and I stumbled upon this company, VOG Duo. They're actually running a huge sale right now, 50% off until the end of the month. Something else that really appealed to me about this charging unit was the faster charging and recharging with the USB-C port. Like I said, this is something I always use when I'm motorcycle camping. They come in super handy. Anyways, back to the video. One of the first things I love about motorcycle camping is having the bike next to me. For one, there's a security factor here. I can hear everything that's going on with my bike at any moment. I'm always within earshot of my bike, and if I'm outside of my tent, I can typically see my bike too. That leaves me much less vulnerable to any kind of theft or vandalism. I have stayed in some pretty sketchy motels, and if you're lucky, sometimes you can get them to let you park your bike outside the front door, where the hotel attendant or motel attendant can actually keep an eye on it for you overnight. But that's not always the case, and sometimes I'm left in a hotel room kind of worrying about my bike and just having anxiety for no reason. It's much nicer to be out in nature next to your bike with a much stronger sense of security. Beyond that, it's also hugely convenient. Having everything you need, everything that's on your motorcycle right there within arm's reach, not having to unload everything, lug it all into a hotel room, unpack everything, and then when you're ready to leave in the morning, you have to lug it all back down, pack it all back up on the bike. I actually pack my motorcycle in a way that all I have to do when I set up camp is pull off a duffel bag, set everything up, tuck the duffel bag away, and I'm good to go. If I want to make dinner, I open one case, pull out my kitchen setup, and then I can make dinner. I don't have to unpack every single thing if I don't need it. So to me, it's a huge convenience to just have everything right there, not have to lug everything around by hand. Now, I typically take longer motorcycle trips, and especially if I'm camping, I have a lot of gear with me. It's a real pain to have to bring that in and out of a hotel room. So convenience and security, those are 2 big points for me that I think anybody can really learn to love about motorcycle camping if it's incorporated into a longer motorcycle trip. The second thing to love about motorcycle camping is the adventure aspect. Now, for me, riding motorcycles, traveling on motorcycles, the number one thing that draws me to it is the sense of adventure. Going on adventures, exploring new places, that whole aspect of it, I absolutely love. And motorcycle camping is a great way to extend that adventure into the evening and the night, sleeping out in the elements and in nature with animals and everything. It just really adds to the adventure for me. It's really easy when you're in a hotel, even if it's a new place and it's a hotel you've never stayed in, it's really easy to kind of trick yourself into feeling at home there. It doesn't feel any different. You're in a bed like you are at home. You have a bathroom like you do at home. All these creature comforts, 4 walls and a ceiling. When you're outside in nature, there's a constantly present feeling of not being at home, being in an unfamiliar place. And that unfamiliar feeling is what enhances adventure for me. See, for me, adventure is all about exploring the unknown, going to places you've never been to before, doing things you've never done before. And even if you've been motorcycle camping, it's just more difficult to expect everything that's going to happen. You might hear an animal at night, you might hear an owl, or you might hear coyotes off in the distance. All of these things that you can't really expect or plan for. It could rain, it could, get really windy at night and shake your tent. All these things really add to the adventure and the unknown aspect of motorcycle adventures. So that's definitely part of the experience that I enjoy. So another aspect of motorcycle camping I really enjoy is being in the elements. So for me, when I'm riding on my motorcycle, I love that sensory feeling of just feeling everything, smelling everything, seeing everything, feeling the changes in temperature, just completely being immersed in your environment. Camping is a great way to just get more of that on your next motorcycle vacation. Being in the elements, being exposed to nature and just in it, really adds to the value for me of a motorcycle adventure. And if I love that feeling when I'm riding my motorcycle, it just kind of makes perfect sense that I would love that feeling when I'm off the bike at night and relaxing. The next reason to love motorcycle camping is the element of self-sufficiency. For me, when I'm out roaming on my bike, I really like having everything I need to survive within reason. As I've said in recent videos, I am trying to trim down the weight and you can't really be prepared for everything, but I do appreciate being a self-contained unit. So there's of course an element of challenge to being self-sufficient while also factoring in weight of your gear. But this is an incredibly rewarding feeling when you get it right and you're able to survive and stay out in the wild overnight off your motorcycle. So part of this actually begins before you leave on an adventure. Part of that is the logistics, the numbers, making sure everything is within reason weight-wise, that it's all balanced correctly, and that you have everything you need. There's also a psychological aspect to this of really determining what it means to need something. What can you actually do without? What do you just want really bad? And can you afford to leave that at home? Or maybe pick and choose what's important, what's going to add so much value to the trip and the adventure that it's worth carrying a little bit of extra weight. There's a lot to it, and it's kind of, the whole thing is like a big puzzle to me. And I really enjoy that aspect of figuring out what stays and what goes, but even beyond that, packing everything efficiently. It's like a game of Tetris. Figuring out where everything is going to go, how I can strap things to the bike, how to distribute weight evenly. It really adds to the game of the whole thing, and like I said, it allows you to kind of start enjoying that adventure aspect before you ever even leave. The fifth reason to love motorcycle camping, I've actually spoken about this in a previous video and mentioned it a few times, and that is the idea of creating a movie in your head, a movie of memories to kind of remember your adventure later on. For me, I absolutely love the sight of unzipping my tent in the morning and pulling it open and revealing the world in front of me with my motorcycle all ready to be ridden all day. And it just kind of sets the tone for the whole day, really just gets the adventure going as soon as I pretty much open my eyes and open my tent. It's a great sight to see that. I also catch a lot more sunrises as I'm camping because I kind of get woken up by the sun. It's not like I'm in a dark hotel room where the lights are off and the shades are shut, and I kind of miss a lot of sunsets doing that. I end up sleeping a lot later, and also of course I catch a lot more sunsets as I'm setting up camp and making dinner and maybe building a little fire. I catch so much more of the daylight this way. So I'm really adding a lot of extra scenes to that movie in my head that I'm going to be thinking about later on in life as I remember this adventure. So another thing I found too is that this really makes you appreciate the aspect of time, especially if you're working with a limited amount of time. Say you have a week vacation or a long weekend to take this trip, you're really getting everything you can out of the daylight hours by motorcycle camping. So it's really an efficiency thing too. Anyways, those are my 5 reasons to love motorcycle camping. Thanks again to Vogue Duo for sponsoring this video, and I'll leave a link in the description box below if you want to check out that power bank. Anyways, I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't already. That way you don't miss anything whenever I post something new about motorcycles, camping, travel, and adventure. Question of the day: what is something you guys enjoy about motorcycle camping? Let us know in the comments below. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.